Hi, and welcome to Soul English. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started. Iran is a country in the Middle East. It is a very large land. In Iran, you can see many different kinds of places. There are tall mountains and large dry deserts. There are also green areas. Many different groups of people live in this land. They have different traditions, and they speak different languages. This mix of people makes Iran a country of many differences. Iran has a history that is very long and full of important events. This history started many thousands of years ago. Over this very long time, the country saw big changes. It was sometimes part of large and powerful empires. The ideas, the art, and the way of thinking from Iran traveled far to other lands. This shows how Iran's culture spread and had an effect on the world. The people who have lived in this land for a very long time have always called it Iran. The word Iran means noble. People from other countries, especially in Europe, often called the land Persia. This name came from one region in Iran, but the people living there always knew their country as Iran. This book tells the story of Iran's journey through all these thousands of years. It is a look at how the country and its people lived through different times. We will see how the ideas and the spirit of Iran remained strong even when things were difficult. The story shows that Iran is a place with its own special identity and a rich history that continues. 2. Old Iran and Great Kings. Long ago, some people called me Mess, and Persians came to the land of Iran. They were groups of people who moved from other places. The Mess settled in the northwest part, and the Persians settled in the south. These groups herded animals like cows. The Mess made the first Iranian kingdom. They won battles and made their area bigger. Later, a wise man called Zoroaster lived. His ideas started a new religion. He taught people about two strong forces, one good, called Ahura Mazda, and one evil, called Ahriman. People had to choose between good and bad. Zoroaster said there was judgment after death and places for good and bad souls, like heaven and hell. This religion became important in the land. Then, a Persian leader named Cyrus the Great became very powerful. He belonged to a family called the Ammonids. Cyrus fought against the Mez and became the ruler of their land. He built a very big empire. It went across many different lands and peoples. Cyrus was known for being kind to the people in his empire. He let them keep their own religions and ways of life. He even helped the Jewish people go back to their home after they were taken away from it. Cyrus died after many years of rule. After Cyrus, other kings ruled the Ammonid Empire. One very important king was Darius I. Darius made the empire stronger and put rules in place to make it work well. He divided the big empire into smaller parts, with leaders for each. He built many great buildings like the famous palace complex called Propolis. These buildings showed the power of the kings. The empire was connected by roads, and people used a special language for writing government papers. The Ammoniid Empire was very large, but it also had wars. The Persians fought against the people of ancient Greece. There were famous battles like Marathon, Salamis, and Plataea. These wars were hard for both sides. The Greek states fought back and stopped the Persian army from taking their land. Later, a young leader from Greece named Alexander the Great came with his army. Alexander was a great soldier and won many battles. He fought against the last Ammonid king, Darius III, and took over the Persian Empire. Alexander brought Greek ideas and culture to the area. He even married women from Persia. But the old Persian culture and religion were still strong for the people. The Zoroastrian religion did not see Alexander as a hero. After Alexander died, his large empire was divided. The time of the great Ammoniid kings ended, but the memory of their empire and the ideas from this old time stayed in the land. 3. New kings and old fights. After Alexander the Great's empire broke up, new kings came to power in the land that is now Iran. First, the Parthians ruled. They were skilled warriors, especially fighting from horses. The Parthian kings controlled a large area and often fought against the powerful Roman Empire. These fights over land and influence in the West were long and difficult. The Parthians' capital was near a major river. They allowed different cultures in their cities, even keeping some Greek ideas. After the Parthians, the Chisinid kings became the rulers. They came from the area of Fars, just like the very first Persian kings. The Chisinids wanted to rebuild the great empire of the past. They made the old religion of Zoroastrianism very important for the state and people. This helped create a strong Iranian identity again. The Chisanids had powerful leaders. King Shapur I was one of them. He won important battles and even captured Roman emperors. This showed how strong the Sassanid army and empire were. During this time, a new religion called Monacism began, started by Mani, but the Sassanid rulers did not like this new religion and stopped it. Other Sassanid kings are remembered for good rule. Khosrow Anushirvan was a later king known for being just and fair. He made rules better and helped the country grow. The Sassanid era was a time when Iranian art, learning, and culture were strong. However, the Sassanids also fought many long wars. Their biggest enemy was the Byzantine Empire, which was the eastern part of the old Roman Empire. These wars lasted for hundreds of years and were very costly. They used up many soldiers and a lot of money. These difficult and extended conflicts made both the Sassanid and Byzantine empires weak. The Sassanid rule lasted for about 400 years. They kept the idea of Iran alive and defended its borders against big enemies. They faced many challenges, but their time was important for bringing back the strength and culture of Iran after the Greek period. This part of history shows new leaders dealing with old problems and creating a new strong empire. 4. New ideas in big changes. The Sassanid Empire became weak after many wars. Then, new armies came from the south. These were Arab armies, and they brought a new religion called Islam. The Arab armies fought the Sassanids and won. This was the end of the Sassanid kings and their rule. A very big change came to Iran. Islam slowly became the main religion for most people. Iranian culture mixed with Arab culture in many ways. The Persian language also changed, and it took many words from Arabic. But the Persian language did not disappear. It stayed important for writing and learning. Iranian people were very smart and helped the new Islamic rulers a lot. They helped to build and run the big empires that came after, like the Abbasid Empire. Persian ideas helped these new empires become strong. This time was also important because Persian writing and poetry became very strong again. Many great poets wrote beautiful books and poems in Persian. One of the most famous was Ferdowsi. He wrote a very long poem called the Shahnameh, which means Book of Kings. This poem told the old stories of Iran's history and its heroes before the time of Islam. It helped to keep the Iranian language and old stories alive. Other famous poets like Omar Khayyam, Rumi, Saudi, and Hafiz wrote wonderful poems about life, love, and spiritual ideas. People all over the world still read and love their poems today. A special part of Islam that focuses on feeling God very close, called Sufism, also became important and grew strong in Iran. Later groups of people from the lands of the Turks came to rule parts of Iran. The Seljuk Turks were one of these groups. They also liked Persian culture and supported art and learning. Then, a very hard time came. Armies of Mongols from the east invaded Iran. Their leader was Genghis Khan. They caused terrible damage. Many cities were destroyed and many people were killed. It was a time of much sadness. But even after this great destruction, the spirit of Iran and its culture did not break. Persian language, art, and ways of thinking were so strong that they started to influence the Mongol rulers who stayed in Iran. The Mongols who ruled in Iran, called the Ilkhans, began to like and use Persian culture and its ideas. Later, another powerful ruler named Timur came, who was like the Mongols. He also brought war and damage. But through all these invasions and changes, the idea of Iran as a special land with a great culture, deep thoughts, and beautiful art stayed alive in the hearts of the people. This cultural strength helped Iran keep its own identity through many difficult centuries. 5. A different Islam. After a time of fighting among different groups, a new family became strong in Iran. They were the Safavids, who came from the northwest. This family was linked to a religious group. Their loyal followers were brave soldiers known as the Qazalabash, meaning redheads, because of their special hats. In the year 151, a young leader from this family named Ismail became the first Safavid Shah, or king. He made a truly important decision that changed Iran forever. He declared that 12, or Shia Islam, must be the only religion for the whole country. Before this, most people in Iran followed Sunni Islam. Making Iran officially Shia set it apart from its powerful Sunni neighbors, like the Ottoman Empire in the West. This was a big political step to create a unique Iranian state identity. Sometimes this change was forced on people, and practices like publicly criticizing early Sunni leaders upset many. For Shia Muslims in Iran, a very sad and important event from early Islamic history became central to their faith. This was the story of Imam Hussein, who was killed in the Battle of Karbala long ago. This story of sacrifice and suffering helped Shia identity in Iran. Shah Ismail led his armies to make the Safavid Empire big. But in 1514, the Ottoman Turks, who had many guns and cannons, defeated his soldiers at a place called Chaldiran. This battle showed the power of new weapons. A later Safavid king was Shah Abbas the Great, who ruled from 1587 to 1629. He is seen as the best Safavid ruler. Shah Abbas moved the capital city to Isfahan and made it amazingly beautiful. He built a large square, now called Imam Square, with grand mosques and palaces around it. Shah Abbas also made the army strong and modern. He created new groups of soldiers loyal to him, like the Ghulams, and made sure they used the latest guns and cannons. This reduced the power of the old tribal soldiers. The Safavids often fought long wars with the powerful Ottoman Empire. During the Safavid period, Iranian culture, art, and building design reached a high point. Persian ideas spread to other lands. However, later Safavid rulers were not as strong, and the government became more intolerant towards people with different beliefs. 6 difficult years. The Safavid rulers, who had brought a new kind of religious identity to Iran, slowly became weaker. They were not good leaders anymore. This made the central government lose its power. As the Safavid state became weak, other groups saw a chance to take control. Afghans living to the east of Iran invaded the country. Their army was strong, and they were able to defeat the Safavid forces. In a terrible time, they captured the capital city of Isfahan. The city was under a very difficult attack that lasted for many months. This fall of Isfahan in the year 1722 was a very hard time for Iran. It brought much suffering and disorder across the land. But a powerful man named Nad Kohi, who was a skilled soldier, rose up. He gathered an army and began to fight against the Afghan invaders. Nad Kohi fought bravely and successfully drove the Afghans out of Iran, freeing the country. After he had won these important victories, Nader Kohli took the title of Nader Shah and became the new king. Nad Shah proved to be a brilliant military leader. He won many battles and expanded Iran's borders. He even led a famous invasion into India and returned with great wealth and treasure. However, as his rule continued, Enter Shah became known for his extreme cruelty. He was harsh to his people, and his demands caused much pain. After Nader Shah was killed in the year 1747, the country did not find peace. Instead, there was a long period of fighting and disorder. Different tribal leaders and military men fought each other to become the ruler of Iran. These years were difficult and uncertain. Eventually, a leader named Karim Kazan became powerful in the south and central parts of the country. He ruled from Shiraz and brought a time of greater peace and stability for several years. He is remembered as a just ruler. But after Karim Kazan died, the struggle for control continued. Finally, the Qajar family, who had been fighting for power, became the victors. Muhammad Khan Qajar took complete control. The Qajar family then started a new dynasty, meaning a new line of kings to rule Iran, ending this difficult period. 7 kings and big problems. The Qajar kings ruled Iran, but they had many problems. Countries from Europe, like Britain and Russia, were very strong in Iran. Russia and Iran fought wars, and Iran lost land. Many people in Iran were not happy with the kings. They also did not like the influence of foreign countries. This unhappiness led to a big event in 1.95. There was a revolution. It was called the Constitutional Revolution. People wanted a constitution to limit the king's power. They also wanted a modulus, which is like a parliament where people could speak for the country. During this time, oil was found in Iran. Oil became very important for the country and for other nations. After the revolution, there were still many troubles in Iran. An army officer named Ra Khan became powerful. He took control of the country. He became the new king, taking the name Rash Shah Pahlavi. Rasha wanted to make Iran modern and strong. He built new roads so people and goods could travel easily. He built railways across the country. He also built many schools so more children could learn. But Rasha ruled with great power. He did not let people speak against him. His rule was sometimes like a dictator. Then, a very big war started in the world, World War II. During this war, armies from other countries came into Iran. This was a difficult time for the country. Because of the war and foreign armies, Reza Shah had to leave Iran. After he left, his son became the new king. The son's name was Muhammad Reza Pahlavi, and he became the next Shah of Iran. 8. The big change, and today, Muhammad Rasha continued to rule the country. He started big changes in the 1960s. He called it the White Revolution. It changed land rules for farmers. It also gave more rights to women. The country got much money from oil, but many people were still poor. Some people were not happy. They thought the Shah was too close to countries in the West. They also thought his government was hard on people. A religious leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, spoke against the Shah. His words were important for many people. In 1979, there was a big change. A revolution happened. People went into the streets. The Shah had to leave the country. Iran became a new kind of country. It became an Islamic republic. Ayatollah Khamenei became the leader. The new government had many problems. It was a difficult time. Iran had a long war with its neighbor, Iraq. This war lasted for 8 years. It was a very hard and sad time for the country. Many people died. After Ayatollah Khamenei died, new leaders came. The country continued its way. Later, Iran had arguments with some other countries in the world. These talks and problems were often about the country's nuclear program. Iran's story shows that its people have a strong spirit. They have a very rich culture. This culture continues to live and change. The country's long history shows it has always been an important place with its own special ideas. What part of Iran's long history do you find most fascinating and why? Hey there, just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like. Write your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.